Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Oliver Joyce from Whiskey Barrel Studios, and hey, happy Chinese New Year! It's the Lunar New Year, February 12th, celebrating the beginning of the Year of the Ox in the Chinese lunisolar calendar, I believe. Lunisolar, lunar solar. It's a funny term. But yeah, it's a big one, the Year of the Ox, and I think most important for the Chinese people and people everywhere is the Steam Lunar New Year sale, which represents big discounts on all your favorite Swords and Sandals games. And that's what this video is all about, because look what we have here. We have huge discounts on everything from Swords and Sandals Crusader to the Classic Collection. Look at this. In Australian dollars, that's down 30%. 30% on the soundtrack and Spartacus and the Classic Collection and Pirates. Great bargains for Sword and Sandals 5 Redux, which has just been patched to fix some of the weird sort of movement issues that people were complaining about. Medieval down to $7 Australian dollars. Wow, that's not much. That's like one coffee in Australia is about $7. And of course, Redux is on sale. So get your discounts here. There's never been a better time to put on your sandals and become a gladiator. I feel like such a spooker sometimes, buy now, but look, I know for a fact there are a lot of people out there that put these games on their wish lists, and if there's never been a better time than now to get a game. So yeah, get out there and get it. Chinese New Year. Happy New Year to all those of Chinese descent celebrating. I've been to China. I've been to Beijing. It's a fascinating country. It's a very controversial country and in the news a lot for all the wrong reasons lately, but it is a beautiful place geographically, and it has some wonderful people and amazing history and culture. And I actually got married in Beijing, funny enough. My wife and I eloped. One day we just decided, you know what? We'd started planning a wedding. We thought, this is all too much. We really don't need this. It's the emotional stress, the financial toll, and just everything about it. We thought, that's not us. So we said, let's just spend all that money and go on a honeymoon. So we went to Mongolia. Incredible. Mongolia is one of my most favorite places in the whole world. That's a video for another day. But we went to China. We'd planned on going around China and seeing some of the amazing national parks and so on. But in fact, my wife fell pregnant, and as we'd already sort of started planning, and then we decided, well, we can't go because the doctor said, big malaria risk, so you don't want to be traveling around with a pregnant wife through the distant parts of China. So Mongolia it was, which was, challenging in its own way, and through the Gobi deserts and the vast steppe region of Mongolia, which is just insane. But, we spent a week in Beijing, and that was incredible. We dined at the Temple restaurant, literally a world-class restaurant in a temple. When you're on a honeymoon, you got to splurge, and my wife's sister bought us, dinner there. It was incredible. And we just one day decided to go to Beihai Park and get married. And it was a pretty special day, just amongst these temples and a vast lake and, beautiful trees everywhere. And we just said our vows, and, that's what marriage is. We had to come back home to Australia to officially get married in a civil ceremony, but in our hearts we were married anyway. But you didn't expect that story today. So what have I been up to? Well, you know what I'm doing. I mean, the announcement's coming. There is a big game planned that I've already started prepping for and putting the design document together. And for some reason, I just haven't gotten around to announcing it, and I will. I don't know what's stopping me. You know what it is. I know what it is. But I just feel like I want to go on a hike, and be in some epic location, and yell out, "This is the game!" And have it echo through the valley. So maybe we'll do that next week. But I've been prepping that, doing a pretty cool design document. I've got an artist now, a great artist who's really talented, and he's started doing some early preparation sketches for the game. I have a fantastic musician called Electro who is doing some excellent soundtrack work for the game. He's the same musician who did work on Crusader as well, and he did some of the great tracks on there. So I can't wait to work more with him. Alex Tassani is his name, and the artist's name is Alexander Terentev from Russia, and he is a terrific artist. And I just can't wait to see what he does with some of the concepts of the new game. You know what it is. I just kind of half spoiled it, but yeah. And this design document I'm putting together actually has a backstory for the game. It's sort of coming to me late at night while I'm, getting my baby son Charlie to sleep. Kind of walk around the house late at night, and then all of a sudden these cool ideas come to me. And I think, I must write that down. And the other thing I'm doing is actually working out this new game engine called Godot. And as you can see here, if we shrink this down, Godot. This is an open source game engine, very similar to Unity and Unreal and those kind of things, and it is phenomenal. It's fantastic. I'm going to do a video on this in more detail and do it some more justice, but I've been just doing tutorials at the moment, and I built a cool little Space Invaders game, following tutorials and so on, but it's going to be the engine I'll be using for the new game. I was using Air and styling in the past and so on, but really, this is where it's at as far as I feel like it's basically halfway between that's my name again. Halfway between the old Flash Air styling game engines that I used to use and Unity, which I use for Spartacus. And Unity is awesome and powerful, but it's really bloated, and it's just got a lot of stuff that I didn't like. I didn't find the workflow very fast, and I really wanted to develop rapidly. And Godot just seems to me to be the game engine that allows me to put things together fast, in 2D. This isn't going to be a 3D game after all. And just, get on with the business of making games rather than fighting with the game engines, which I so often have in the past. It's the honeymoon period right now, so I don't know if this will get harder, and there will obviously be some teething issues and learning curve. But I feel like we're going to have a lot of fun with this game engine, and the things it allow me to do will make for a Swords and Sandals game like again. You know what it is, but I'm not announcing the full title. For a game that is, unlike any that you've seen before. So I'm busy doing tutorials. I've been reading this Godot game development guide. I've read it once, and I've been going through tutorials. I'm doing Particles here right now, and I'm doing some online tutorials, some of the Heart Beast and GD Quest tutorials. So, I've been making games for a long time, 20 more years, 25 years since I was a kid, and you're constantly having to learn new game engines, and every time you feel like a rookie. I'm not going to lie. I feel like, how do I do this? How do I put a sprite on the screen? How do I play a sound? A lot of the knowledge that you learn from one game engine to another translates, and, the concepts, while unfamiliar at first, quickly become clear. And an array is an array, an object is an object, a string is a string, a sprite is a sprite. All these things, for the most part, are common ground. So if you're learning one game engine, don't feel like that's the last thing you'll ever learn. You constantly have to learn and learn and learn. And I got quite stuck with Air and styling and Flash. I did that for, 10, 15 years before I changed. And that really put me in a bit of a pigeonhole. And I was quite behind the 8 ball. And even Crusader Redux was made with Air and styling. And, I got the most out of it as I could, but there are real limitations and a lot of things that, I fought so hard. Just I struggled to get things in that game engine. People often go, why isn't the game have this and that? Why aren't there nice effects? And why isn't it running the way it should? Just because those game engines were so old, and, you had to literally do everything yourself. Every bit of collision, every bit of bringing the sprites onto the screen, every bit of design your own sound libraries, all that stuff. These new game engines make it a lot easier. So, I'm looking forward to, just getting stuck into that. And so I'm still doing the tutorials, and I will continue to do them. And eventually I'm just going to have to jump in and start building, because that is, of course, the best way to learn. and you can do as many tutorials, but until you actually sit down and start coding and figuring things out, yeah, people learn differently, and I get really tired just from reading and doing tutorials, and I find my mind works better when I'm actually, doing it myself. So that's probably, I'm going to do another week or so of these tutorials, then I'm going to start jumping in and coding, and I'm also, of course, doing the design document, so that should line up pretty well for me to at least get started on the new game. Next week, I think I should go for a hike, because, my mind is a bit cluttered with all this stuff, all this learning, all this designing and things. I don't know about you guys, but every now and again, you just need to get out there and, be amongst nature and the trees and so on. Last week, I played basketball. That's something different. I went up the coast with a couple of mates and played some basketball in an indoor court. It was beautiful. I haven't played in a few years, and still got it. Can still jump up and grab the ring, but I hurt my knee in the process, so I'm getting old. And then again on Sunday I played basketball, so twice in a week after not having played for a couple of years. Don't know why I told you that. I just feel like this video is covering all topics. It started off as a big sale pitch, but yeah, go buy the games. If you got them on your wish list, go get them. Now's the time. And next week, big announcement video, I promise. All right. Until next time, my friends, happy Lunar New Year, and bye for now.